Hi folks, well we've made it along to Lucky 13. Yes, must join site number 13 is Power Mining Pool, and it's our one and only foray on the Epic way into cryptocurrencies. Now, we thought long and hard about which program to include, and we eventually settled on Power Mining Pool because it's proved to be the most successive crypto program thus far at delivering passive income. That's completely hands-free income, and it does this by mining a set of 7 different cryptocurrencies. Now, anyone that's giving good advice about crypto should be advising you to hedge your bets and not to put all of your eggs in one basket, so to speak. So in other words, don't just buy Litecoin or Bitcoin on its own, because that's a potential disaster, because you are then at the mercy of the volatility of the markets. But if you have a basket of cryptocurrencies, then it's pretty likely that over half of them are going to be doing pretty well, because most cryptocurrencies are at the moment. And then if 1 or 2 underperform, it's not going to damage your investments too much. So that is why we focus on Power Mining Pool. The way the system works is that you buy shares at €50. So be aware this is a European site, so the transaction value on the site itself is euros, but I will be doing the conversion. You can read it in the Epic Way to 100k, how it actually pans out in terms of US dollars. So the currency of the Epic Way to 100k is all based on US dollars. So I've done the conversion calculation so you can see what you should expect to get US dollars wise from this part of the plan. The way it works is that you purchase 1 share for €50 in whatever the equivalent is in Bitcoin on that particular day. Now obviously that can fluctuate quite a lot. The cost of a €50 share was a lot more at Christmas, for example, than it is now in early February. Yeah, so that is going to be a variable, and that will affect the sums. But all we can do is base it on the raw figures. So whatever it actually costs in Bitcoin to buy a €50 share. Now we're going to buy 10 shares. I should add that a few of you might be thinking at this stage, well, the money is really starting to add up now, Dawood, in terms of what we're putting into the Epic Way. Well, look at it this way. To start in any business, you have to speculate to accumulate. The main reason that the vast majority of internet marketers fail is that they're not prepared to invest sufficient sums in their business to get the level of traffic that they need and to get the number of people joining in their downlines. It's as simple as that. It took me quite a while to learn that lesson. I think I say it in the Epic Guide, that for the first couple of years I thought that somehow different rules applied to running an online business to running an offline business, and they just don't. If you're not prepared to put money into your business, you're not going to get anywhere. And so the whole plan of the Epic Way to 100k, when you work out the final figures, yes, there are odd one-off payments like there are in Power Mining Pool, but overall the investment is going to be somewhere in the region of around $500 US a month into your business. That's all. And when you compare that with a physical business, like if you bought a franchise, I'm not going to use the example of McDonald's because almost every internet marketer comes up with that. But let's just say you're starting a minicab or a taxi company. You know, you're going to have massive upfront investments in terms of premises, cars, and all the rest of it. Okay, you can try and go down a different model if you're Uber, for example. But even then, you know, the infrastructure of setting up a company like Uber, you know, it's an interesting concept, and it requires a lot of pre-research and an awful lot of money to start something like that up. So whether you're a disruptor type business like Uber, or if you're a traditional minicab company, you know, you need a lot of money to start that up. So what we're offering here is a proven system. And as I said, right from day one, it's the exact replica of what I'm doing. You know, I'm not asking you to do anything that I'm not doing. Every penny, every cent that I'm asking you to put in the business is just an exact replica of what I'm doing at the moment. So if you follow me, you know, all things being equal, you should get exactly the same results. And that money's going to come back pretty quickly. But for the first 2 or 3 months, you know, you have to just bite the bullet and put the money into the business. Trust me, it will start coming out very soon. All right, so let's go back to the plan. Power Mining Pool, we're going to buy 10 shares. Now, each individual share, so let's go back to the start again and explain it. So you buy in Bitcoin, whatever the rate is of the day, one share costs 50 euros. Yeah, so 500 euros. Okay, so we've then got 10 shares. Now, each of those 50 euro shares mature when they reach 70 euros. And the way they mature is that you get a payment off each of these cryptocurrencies every 3 hours through the day. So one of them pays out at a different time of the day. And then at the end of the day, they're actually exchanged for Bitcoin at the Bitcoin exchange. And then you get a further payment from the profits from that. I should add, by the way, that these currencies are actually mined themselves by the owners of Power Mining Pool. So it's a self-mining operation. They've got big powerful computers that are actually mining these 7 Bitcoins. So over a period of time, and at the moment, based on trends that have held up for about the last 3 months, somewhere between $5 and $6 a day will be your profits. You'll see it updated every 3 hours. One thing I like about Power Mining Pool, by the way, is that they're absolutely excellent admins, and they keep you abreast very quickly of any glitches in the system. Like any site, especially dealing in crypto, there are often technical errors, things don't update in the way that they should. Always within about 5 or 6 hours of a problem arising, there's a message posted on the site that tells you what the issue is, when it's going to be resolved and how it's going to be resolved, and they talk you through the process. So they're absolutely brilliant admins. You never have any problem whatsoever with the people running this site. So you know, as soon as an issue's flagged up to them, they're on it and they deal with it. So they're solid as a rock, as they say. So as I said, each of these shares mature when they reach 70 euros. So in terms of your 500 block of shares, then that will mature when it reaches 700 euros, which is taking between 3 to 4 months at the moment. So you've invested 500. When you get to 700, you take that 200 out, you convert it back to Bitcoin in your exchange, and then you can do what you want with it. Obviously, you can either keep it in there and use it as Bitcoin. Wouldn't you know it? Typically a call coming in, so we'll just bin that for the moment. So what was I saying? Yeah, so Bitcoin, it goes back into your Bitcoin wallet at the end, and you can do what you want. You can convert it back to cash, or you can use it, you know, as a top up for your Bitcoin currency. And then your 500 that you've got left, which was your original capital, you reinvest that in the business, and then in another 3 to 4 months, you will have another 200 euros profit. And again, at the end of the year, you'll get another 200. So over the course of the year, you will have made 600 euros in profit, and you will still have your 500 euro initial capital intact. I hope that makes sense, because the instruction videos for Power Mining Pool aren't perhaps the best compared to some of the other programs. So if you want any more clarity on this, then contact me, admin at epicdownlinebuilder.com. But the great thing about this program is that your downline, who are going to be joining underneath you, you get a 10% commission off of them when they purchase shares. So they will be buying shares, obviously 500 euros worth, and you will get a commission at that point of 50 euros from that downline member. But when they recycle their money, so in other words, when they get their 200 out and they purchase another block of 500 with their original stake, remember, you still get another 50 euros for that purchase. So they're using the same bit of money and purchasing again, but you're still getting your 50. And then when they do that the third time in the year, you're getting another 50. So off that one person, as well as your own profit of 600 in the year, just from that one person, you have had 150 euros in profit. Don't forget it's euros. And then when you've got your 10 in your downline and you reach the level of elite flyer, you'll have made 1,500 euros, which is over 2,000 US dollars at the time of writing, as well as your own 600 euros in profit. So it's a great scheme, and it's completely passive. The good thing about this is that you really don't have to do anything other than putting your investment in, and just checking the site every day to see how your investment's going up. Other than that, you just focus on your Epic Downline Builder program and adding people, and each time you do, you'll be making more profit as they join the program. So it's as I said, it's a very low risk. There's always a degree of risk with all cryptocurrency investments, and I always say don't invest anything that you can't absolutely afford to lose. But it's a very low risk because you're hedging your bets. I cannot see any problems arising in the future. If there were any, I'm likely to spot them quite early, and I will flag them up to everyone else in the Epic Downline group if I think that we need to be looking to get our currency out of the site, because the minimum withdrawal is 50 anyway. So with your 500 investment, you can draw your money out at any time. In 10 days, you're going to have 50 accumulated. So don't worry about that. As I said, leave the research to me. I'm abreast of the situation. I've got money in there as well. So as soon as there are any issues, I'll be taking it out if I think it needs to come out, and I'll be letting you know that at exactly the same time. But at the moment, everything is stable and working great. It's a very good investment, and you should definitely get involved. So this is must join site number 13, Power Mining Pool. Click on the button above, and underneath then fill in your affiliate details. If you're one of the people that are incredibly tight for cash at the moment, then as I said, you can join the site with just one €50 share. Wouldn't recommend it if you can afford not to, simply because it's going to take you quite a long time there, because you're just going to be making €20 every 3 or 4 months. So in a year you're going to make €60, which is still decent on a €50 investment, but really for the site to work as it's meant to, you should be taking a block of at least 10 shares. And as I said, if you're following the Epic way, then it's all geared to following the plan exactly if you're going to get the returns that you're looking to get. So that's Power Mining Pool, up and down as we say, and I'll see you on must join site number 14 very shortly indeed.